What's going on, everyone? Matteo here. Join me today as I check out the Kemimoto Pioneer 1000 door bags. Kemimoto's come out with these pockets that go on the factory Pioneer 1000 doors and offer some additional storage options for your vehicle. So they reached out to me, wanted me to test this out. I had a look at it. Seems pretty cool. We're gonna go ahead and get this unboxed, installed on my machine, and then we're gonna check it out, see how it holds up out there, put some stuff in it, see what kind of items you can expect to store in it. I'll give you my overall thoughts on it when all is said and done. So, couple things before I get to unboxing this. Kemimoto let me know that you'll wanna check and confirm your door measurements on your Honda Pioneer prior to purchasing. Kemimoto has engineered this product to fit the Pioneer 1005 front doors, the Pioneer 1000 doors. I think the Pioneer 1000 only has front doors. But on an interesting side note, Honda's come out with the Pioneer 1006, and the door dimensions for the front and rear doors are compatible with these as well. So if you've got the extended Pioneer 1006 model, you can have these not only on your front seats, but on your rear seats as well. Fun fact. All right, without further ado, it's time to get this unboxed. Let's take a look, see what we got going on. All right, and we got not one, but two of these door side pockets. They are wrapped up nicely. Looks like we've got some drilling templates, so there's some foreshadowing there. Looks like we'll be drilling some spots on our doors. And then of course, we've got our sheet of directions, one page, two sides. Looks reasonably straightforward. According to the directions, we're gonna need a ruler, some scissors, and of course an electric drill with an 8.5 millimeter drill bit. We'll do some conversion math on that. Essentially, it looks like the door pockets are gonna go where the door would kind of impact on your knee. Achieve tape. I'm gonna use painter's tape. It looks like the tape is just being used to secure the template to the door in a temporary sort of fashion, awl or a punch, some sort of marking device to go through the template and onto the door. It does look like these door pockets are going to have some push pin hardware. I'm guessing that's probably in the bags. I didn't see it separately, but I think I feel it in there. What I gather, kind of looking at these directions, it looks like we're gonna kind of test fit where we want these to go. We're gonna cut the templates out so we can hang them on the door, tape them on the door. We're gonna make some marks through the template onto the door itself. We're gonna end up with 6 holes in kind of 2 different rows there. And then once those holes are available for use, there's gonna be some push pins. And then at that point, once the push pins are installed, it looks like our door bag will be mounted to our door. So excellent. We'll see how easy it is once all is said and done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pop one of these door bags out so we can take a closer look. Checking out the bag now. We got a zippered pouch, pretty nifty. As with most of the Kemimoto stuff I've checked out, my initial thoughts are the fabric is well made. It looks durable and reasonably weather resistant from a rain or water standpoint. It looks like there's 2 zippered pouches. You got a smaller one that might be nice for pens, maybe your cell phone would fit in there. Really looking at something like this is great for putting your keys, maybe for your truck or your cell phone or your wallet in when you're, out and about. So this is pretty cool. I've been putting my phone in the center console. Generally that's good, but when the vehicle rolls over or I'm going up a hill or doing some sort of tomfoolery out in the woods, I have found that my phone doesn't always stay in there. And there may be a better option, and I think this might be it. As I was saying, the material looks like it's stitched together very nicely. There's no frayed ends or anything like that. I've got a positive opinion of the way that looks out of the gate. All right, and there's our push pins for mounting this inside the bag. I'm guessing the other one's gonna be the same thing. And we've got inside, it looks like this ball steering for your knee. You've got a little kind of pad for your knee to smack against in the event of impact. Within this pocket itself, there's a zippered access panel at the top. And then from there, it looks like we're gonna be able to reach through and actually access these push pins. So not only is this helpful for installation, but if you ever need to remove your door pouches for whatever reason, Kemimoto has a nice clean way of hiding those mounting points and then accessing them if and when needed. Excellent stuff. Zippers are easy to use, no binding or anything like that. So as usual with Kemimoto stuff, all their fabric is pretty well made in my experience, and this product is no different. All right, folks, it's time to get these installed on my machine. Join me. Let's get the drill. Let's make some holes in our doors and see how these work. I've gathered the necessary tools to get things done, at least to the best of my ability. I've confirmed that the scale on these templates is correct. I guess if you were to encounter a scenario where they weren't correct, reach out to Kemimoto. I've had nothing but positive dealings with them, so I would imagine they could get you what's correct. I've got some tape to hold our templates up to the doors. I've got a punch. I've got some scissors. Kindergarten was not my best subject in school, so I'm gonna do my best to carefully cut these out, but I'm more Picasso than Rembrandt when it comes to my cut and paste skills. Now the 8.5mm drill bit, I did do some conversion for that. The closest fractional drill bit for 8.5mm, according to my little chart, 1132 would be a little bit oversized, 2164 would be a little bit undersized. Your best case scenario would be to acquire an 8.5mm drill bit like Kemimoto recommends. So if you have an arsenal of metric drill bits, you probably have one of those on hand. I don't have an arsenal of metric drill bits, unfortunately. It's on my list of things to acquire that I have yet to do. So I'm going to be using a 5/16 drill bit. 5/16 is closer to 8mm than 8.5. If you're gonna do it my way, just be careful. I'm gonna try to err on the smaller side here. So now that I've got everything kind of situated here, step one is to check for correct scale. I've done that. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the door templates. That's step two. I'm going to do one door at a time. So make sure at the top you're going to have a driver or a passenger depending on the template. Like I said, I'm going to do my driver's side door first. I'm going to do my best here. All right, so there you go. It's not pretty, but it's going to work. And honestly, this is really just to help us position where this is gonna go and make sure we get the holes lined up. So I'm not too worried about my sloppy failing at kindergarten type work there. Should be all right. I'm gonna use some blue painter's tape to just kind of hold these to the door. So let's get outside and do it. So dealing with the driver's side, Kemimoto kind of shows this door template kind of being parallel with the top of the door itself. So I like that. I think that's gonna work out for me. You could test these out if you wanted to, but really I would just make sure that you put the template in a place that's gonna make sense. And you can always test fit with the bag as well, which we will do. I'm gonna kind of just get this template taped up where I think it should go. So I'm keeping it off the door handle area. Making sure it's generally smooth. All right, and now I can kind of compare with the bag itself how it's gonna look. So I like that. Good deal. Oh man, we got our 6 holes we need to make, and Kemimoto has given us a nice circle with a crosshair in it. And what I'm doing, I'm just using my punch to kind of mark those spots. Now if you had maybe a sharpened pencil or something to kind of do the same thing, you might be able to achieve a similar effect if you didn't have a punch. But the idea is we're making some sort of mark that's gonna remain once we pull this template off, and we can use that to complete our drilling. So my awl clearly made little holes that I can see. However, as I peel this template off, I'm gonna just kind of circle the holes so that I can just find them a little bit easier. The Honda Pioneer door panel, it's rather textured, so there's a little bit kind of initial difficulty seeing the hole. So as I peel the template off, it just makes it a little bit easier to correctly identify these holes. Not necessary, but anything I can do to make my life easier, I generally like to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill these holes. Couple things, like I said, I don't exactly have an 8.5 millimeter drill bit. This is a 5/16 bit. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of comparing one of these push pin fasteners with the drill bit right in line with one another, and I'm fairly confident I'm gonna be able to get this bit to work. I think it's important to remember that at this point, you'll want to make sure your holes are in the spot where you want these bags to go. Once we start drilling, it's the point of no return. There we go, that was easy. You don't have to push very hard. You don't want to go too far and go through your door. I think working slowly and carefully is your best bet here. Make sure you've got the right hole figured out, all that good stuff. I'm definitely noticing I have to really look carefully for my center punch mark versus the actual texture on the door. So anything you could do to make it easier to see is gonna help you. But that's it. Got my holes there. And at this point in time, I'm ready to actually mount our door pocket onto the door itself. So I've opened up not only the main zippered area, but the inner zippered area. And this is gonna allow us to gain access to the factory drilled holes Kemimoto has provided for us to insert our push pins. I'm taking this T part of the push pin. This is, I guess, what you'd call the receptacle for the push pin. And I'm gonna get one started. And then inside of that is gonna go the smaller part of the push pin assembly. You don't wanna push it in until it's actually in position for where it needs to go on the door. And the idea is that push pin, the base part, is gonna kind of flare out, and I'm gonna just repeat that times 6. And I'm guessing it's going to get easier as I go around the vehicle. There we go, it's already taking shape. Just keep in mind these only kind of go one way into the push pin, so it might be helpful to kind of get it started, but don't push it in all the way till it's firmly attached and pushed into the hole, and then you can push it right in. And they provide a nice positive attachment point for these door bags. And I'm kind of finding it helpful to locate the hole on the back of the pocket for these bottom ones. It helps me figure out where I'm located, because the bottom ones are not quite as easy to reach as these top holes. I'm doing a lot of stuff by feel, but not too bad. I'm kind of finding it easier to just loosely get them started and then line up the base of the push pin in the hole and push it down. If you push the outer portion of the pin in before it's inserted in the hole, you're not going to have success, so don't do that. Here again, I got this one ready to go. There we go. Well, there we have it, everyone. That was very simple to do, and despite any kind of apprehension that I may have had with drilling through my doors, the template was aligned exactly where the holes needed to be. I didn't experience any kind of difficulty putting the push pins in, or like anything was not lined up. So good work, Kemimoto. The template was helpful, made this easy to install and have like a professional looking result at the end of the day. I'm gonna go ahead, shut the inner zippered area, hiding our installation hardware, and now we can revel in the glory that is this additional door pocket. It's a great place to store stuff. So what can you put in this thing? I had a couple of thoughts that crossed my mind. What items do I store? What would I really put in this pocket? And of course, I'm sure everyone's first thought is going to be their cell phone. The cell phone fits great in there. Not only that, my Galaxy S20 Note, that's the larger Samsung smartphone from that era. It fits in the outer pocket just fine. I don't detect any sort of interference with my knee when I'm kind of resting my leg up against the door. I think that's alone worth upgrading on the vehicle. Here again, I was putting my phone in these center console areas. It works fine, you know, in fair conditions. But if you're climbing up hills or you roll the vehicle, your phone is not guaranteed to stay secure. So this is a really great place for something like your phone. I do a lot of chainsaw kind of work around my property when we get storms and I've got tree limbs to clean up. So I often find I've got my chainsaw in the back of the vehicle. One of those things I always need with my chainsaw is the bar tool. I've got to change the tension, tighten up the chain as I'm using it. So I need my little chainsaw tool. That's another thing that fits great in the pocket. We go camping, we hunt, we do things outside with these vehicles. A nice thing to have might be a knife. The knife fits very well in there. I know some of us are into shooting sports. Here again, hunting, target practice. So my little air gun, I don't know if it's gonna fit. This is a gigantic air pistol, complete with the pump and everything like that. But hey, look at that. That fits. So all those things fit pretty well in here, and I still have the bolstering, the knee support that I can feel in there. So pretty good stuff. When we're not doing things that involve chainsaws or shooting sports, it may be time to cool off with a beverage. So I wanted to see just how many beverages I could fit in here comfortably. So I've got 3 in, and I still have the knee support area unaffected. I suppose you could take that knee support area out if you wanted. I've got 5 beverages in there. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze in the 6th one. So if you want to get crazy at Mudfest and really show off to your friends, you could fit 6 canned beverages in this door pocket. Would they stay cold? Nah. Maybe just long enough to consume. I've got them in koozies and whatnot. They're a little bit protected from warm temperatures. That's really cool. You know, I go down and fish by the river sometimes, and I just need maybe a beverage or 2 while I'm down there. This door pocket is perfect for those sorts of things. And keep in mind, you can fit 6 more in your passenger one. All right, friends, it's time to go test this off-road. I'm not expecting any issues with it, but we'll see. I've got it filled to the brim here, so I definitely notice it's packed full of my 6-pack of beverages. But that's all right. I don't think I'd normally have it this full. Let's see how she does. That was fun. All right, so there we have it, everyone. A little spirited journey off-road. And I hit some mud, and I hit some sticks, and I hit all that good stuff. I even got a little mud on the bag here, but I know everything inside stayed nice and dry and free of dust. I had my phone in there. The bag was easily accessible while operating the vehicle. I could grab my phone if I wanted to. All my beverages are safe and sound. reasonably cool. I don't think this bag has very much insulation capability, but it certainly had no problem safely and comfortably transporting my canned beverages within. Excellent news. And they're not even that shaken up. I love it. Good stuff. All right, everyone, thank you for watching, checking out my video on the Kemimoto Pioneer 1000 side door pockets. The template was on point. Installation was very easy despite the fact we involved drills and power tools, stuff like that. I didn't realize how much I would get a kick out of these door pockets. They really do make a great place for you and your passengers to keep things like cell phones, anything, you know, small kind of items you would normally have on your person. When you get into the vehicle, it really gives you a great place to store those things. So I really expect I'm gonna get a lot more than I anticipated out of these. The knee support, the padding within is a very nice feature as well. That will be something I'm sure I'll appreciate over time in the event my knee comes into impact with the door at a high speed. But overall, very well made product. I've come to expect this with Kemimoto now at this point. They make products that are well made, easy to install, and are affordable. So be sure, if you're interested in these, check out Kemimoto's website, check out the description. I do have a link for their website and where you can purchase this product for your vehicle. Thank you again for watching. Stay safe out there, and a special shout out to Kemimoto for letting me check these out. Until next time, it's Matteo, and I'm out. Bye.